know me, SDMT. Man, check this out right here, man. Drew Brees is tweaking, man. Drew Brees is tweaking, man. Somebody needs to get him, talk to him, sit him down, because he's out of line and bogus as hell, acting goofy as hell with his most recent interview where he said that he couldn't agree with anybody disrespecting the American flag or, not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pretty much who is he talking about? He's talking about Kaepernick and all the other players, Kenny Stills, that kneeled during the national anthem. So pretty much they're protesting police brutality, which right now is what's going on with George Floyd, who was murdered by police officers that, put their knee in his neck until he lost his life. Sadly, horrible, horrific. And right now is not the time for Drew Brees to put something out there like that with the nation going out of control, riots, protesting, looting, people going crazy right now because people are upset and hurt that black people continuously are being killed by the police unjustly, unthreatened, and they're just being killed while police officers have gotten away with it over and over again. It's sickening. So you can look at Drew Brees of what he said at this moment. It was really bad timing. And then also he could have answered it a lot better. He talked about his grandfather fighting for the country. But what you're thinking about is yourself, not what's going on with the world and a lot of other people understanding, what's going on. Understanding that, yeah, your grandfather might have fought in the wars, but yeah, he fought with black fighters, with soldiers also, black soldiers. And those black soldiers came back to America and they were disrespected, spit on, beat up, and treated horribly. So in the same sense, you got to understand and step outside your box and understand and be empathetic what other people are going through. With Drew Brees, very insensitive. And it was, you don't want to disrespect the flag. You get that. But get the understanding of why. Why is that protest necessary? Kaepernick was peacefully protesting, trying to help stop these things from happening. Get to that point. A man lost his life. That should be sickening. That should be something you should never agree with. So you should understand a peaceful protest to try to stop people from losing their lives. You know what I mean? Just horrible. I'm sorry. We got to cancel him. We got to cancel Drew Brees until he comes with some kind of, just comes back and talks to people and lets people know really a better understanding or apology how he could have, how it was bad timing. Because it's bad timing. Straight up, it's bad timing. Several players came out. His own receiver, Mike Thomas, said he doesn't know no better. And he said pretty much that we don't care if you like it or not. You know what I mean? And shout out to Mike Thomas for being real and stepping up and checking Drew Brees, because a lot of people, especially NFL receivers, you're not going to talk about your quarterback, especially, veteran leader like Drew Brees. A lot of people going to go along with it. Shout out him. Shout out Malcolm Jenkins. He came out. I posted this video on my Instagram. I'm going to post a lot of information of players, what they had to say after this video. Watch the complete video. I'm going to drop a lot of that content at the end of this video so you can see it. So we had Josh Jacobs. He said, this ain't it. It's not it. The world in the United States is out of control right now. People want to talk about the looting and the rioting. You want to deflect the blame from that and not focus on what's going on. What caused that? What's the why? Why is the nation at this point where it's chaotic? Because the system has failed people so many times. They don't believe in it and they're upset and they're acting out. Now, it is some people out there not part of the movement, not part of the agenda. They're just taking advantage of the situation, obviously. But in the same sense, let's focus on the people that are angry and mad and just pissed off that the government has allowed black Americans to be treated so bad and to be killed all the time. People want to say, oh, more white people are killed by number. Yes, you're ignorant. The white population is 80% of the United States. The black population is only 13%. Yes, the number is going to be higher, but the rate at which black people are dying is higher. Okay, I just killed your stat. Stop that. Okay, stop them fake facts. You don't even understand what you're talking about. Okay, we got to look at this, man. Richard Sherman came out, spoke on it. LeBron James said he was disappointed in how he spoke with people in the military, and they understood that Kaepernick and these protests, they were using their First Amendment right. Okay, this is peaceful protest. Nobody was hurt, no property damage. Yet white people were so mad at Kaepernick and they hated him, and they just trying to twist his narrative and make him this hater of military and police and all this thinking they're slick, which they're not. That's just what they do. Just like with this George Floyd situation, they're trying to turn it to the riots and the protesting instead of focusing on the justice that needs to be served. Because if you fix the why, there won't be any protests. There won't be any rioting. If we Americans, black Americans, get justice, it's just that simple. Why be against that? You're ignorant, you're racist, let that go. Let that go. It's not that special. You're not born better than anybody. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. You're not. What you accomplish in this world speaks for you. Your skin is not enough. Sorry. Get over that. You know what I'm saying? That's a goofy way of thinking. And Drew Brees disappointed me. I definitely was a fan of him his whole career. And you really don't know who players are. Now you see the video I'm going to post at this end of this video with Malcolm Jenkins. He was hurt. He's pretty much crying because he's seen Drew Brees as a friend. When you play on teams, you think that these guys, you know, your brothers, and you go to war with them. But when that helmet comes off, you go back to the real world. And if somebody has ignorant views in their head of you or your community, that doesn't go away. They have those views. So when we look at this, Drew Brees is goofy as hell. He's canceled. You know what I mean? Straight up. I got videos of people in New Orleans saying, fuck Drew Brees. You know what I mean? Straight up. I get it. And you should get it because Drew Brees wasn't very compassionate. He wasn't very empathetic what's going on in the world. A man was murdered on camera. And it is so weird in 2020. You know, when I was a kid, we didn't see people get killed all the time. But, you know, with phones and these videos, kids and people are seeing people get murdered on film and acting like it's normal. People are watching that video tons of time. You're watching a man in his final seconds die. People talking about property damage and all this. I don't care. You can fix that. You can't fix a life. You can't bring George Floyd back. You can't. That's the most important thing right here. If we can stop this police brutality and them from killing people and getting away with it and make better policies, it wouldn't be no rioting, wouldn't be no looting. Everybody was cool before this. So let's fix the why. Stop focusing on the BS and trying to deflect from that because you have your racist views and you think that every situation or every topic when a white man does something wrong to a black man, you have to try to twist and deflect it back to the black people. No, if you try to twist everything back to the black people, you're racist, straight up, and you're just exposing yourself. So instead of being simple-minded like that, fix the why, and we can all go back to our lives. Drew Brees is canceled until further notice, and he gets his mind right. I'm telling you, Mike Thomas, straighten him up, man. Tighten him up, straight up. The Saints gonna have trouble. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have trouble if Drew Brees don't get this right, because his running backs may not protect him, his linemen. Football's a team sport. You need everybody. Drew Brees needs to get on the same page and get his mind right with the rest of America and understand this is one of the biggest problems in America right now, and we need to fix it so we can all stand for the national anthem and love that flag. We all get our rights and are respected properly. All right, I'm out. Drop your thoughts below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'm out. SDMT!
Drew Brees! Fuck 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 Drew Brees!
Drew Brees, if you don't understand how hurtful, how insensitive your comments are, you are part of the problem. To think that because your grandfathers served in this country and you have a great respect for the flag, that everybody else should have the same ideals and thoughts that you do is ridiculous. And it shows that you don't know history. Because when our grandfathers fought for this country and served, and they came back, they didn't come back to a hero's welcome. They came back and got attacked for wearing their uniforms. They came back to racism, to complete violence. And then here we are in 2020 with the whole country on fire. Everybody witnessing a black man dying being murdered at the hands of the police, with his just in cold blood for everybody to see. The whole country is on fire. And the first thing that you do is criticize one's peaceful protest. That was years ago when we were trying to signal a sign for help and signal for our allies and our white brothers and sisters, the people we consider to be friends, to get involved. It was ignored. And here we are now with the world on fire, and you still continue to first criticize how we peacefully protest because it doesn't fit in what you do and your beliefs, without ever acknowledging that the fact that a man was murdered at the hands of police in front of us all, and that it has been continuing for centuries. That the same brothers that you break the huddle down with before every single game, the same guys that you bleed with and go into battle with every single day, go home to communities that have been decimated. Drew, unfortunately, you're somebody who doesn't understand their privilege. You don't understand the potential that you have to actually be an advocate for the people that you call brothers. You don't understand the history and why people like me, people with my skin color, whose grandfather fought for this country, who served, and I still protested not against the national anthem, but against what was happening in America and what the fabric of this country is for, or stands for. If you don't understand that other people experience something totally different than you, then when you talk about being the brotherhood and all this other bullshit, it's just lip service, or it's only on the field. Because when we step off this field and I take my helmet off and I'm a black man walking around America and I'm telling you I'm dealing with these things, I'm telling you my communities are dealing with these things, and your response to me is, don't talk about that here. This is not the place. Drew, where is the place, Drew? I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. Because while the world tells you that you're not worthy, that your life doesn't matter, the last place you want to hear from are the guys that you go to war with and that you consider to be allies and to be your friends. Even though we're teammates, I can't let this slide.